My fiancé married my little sister because he claimed she was better in bed than I was. So I reclaimed the house I had bought for us. From the outside, my family looked like a perfect suburban cliché. My dad was a dentist, my mom stayed home and led the local garden club. And they had 2 daughters, me, the eldest, and Lily. But inside our home, the atmosphere was far from balanced. I was the practice child. My parents were tough on me. I had a curfew and had to earn my allowance by cleaning baseboards. If I got an A-, I was grounded. They raised me to be independent, responsible, and afraid of failing. Then Lily arrived 5 years later. She was the miracle, the golden child. By the time she was born, my parents were exhausted from parenting. They didn't discipline her, they cherished her. While I was studying for my SATs to secure a scholarship, because my dad said he couldn't afford a private university, Lily was getting private ballet lessons, attending horse riding camp, and receiving a brand new convertible for her 16th birthday. I didn't hate her. It's hard to dislike someone so genuinely charming. Lily was lively, attractive, and had a knack for making you feel special with just a smile. She was a taker, but she did it with such elegance that it felt like a gift. I fell into the role of protector. I helped her with her homework and covered for her when she sneaked out. I was the solid base, allowing her to soar. I moved out at 18, went to college, juggled 3 jobs, and eventually started my own interior design business. By 28, I was making 6 figures, proud of what I had built from hard work and sleepless nights. That's when I met Ryan. He was everything I thought I wanted. He was good-looking, driven, and appreciated my work ethic. A real estate agent, we connected over property values and renovation ideas. For the first time, I felt truly seen, not just as the responsible sister or dependable daughter. We dated for 2 years, the best years of my life. We traveled, cooked together, and planned our future. When he proposed, he did so on a restaurant balcony in Italy. I cried, feeling like the main character in my own story. My parents were excited, mainly because Ryan came from a good family. Lily was thrilled too, immediately starting to plan my bachelorette party, which was really just her excuse to go to Vegas on my dime. The highlight of our engagement was the house I found, a mid-century modern fixer-upper on a large lot in the best neighborhood. It needed a complete renovation. Ryan saw the work involved, while I saw its potential. "I can't afford this right now, babe," Ryan said, looking at the listing price. The market was down, and his commissions had been low that year. "Don't worry," I reassured him. "I've been saving for a decade. I'll buy it, cover the down payment, and finance the renovation. We can live there, and once we're married, we can figure out how to add you to the deed, or refinance." I bought the house in my name. I paid the mortgage and the contractors. I spent weekends sanding floors and painting walls, while Ryan mostly supervised drinking beer and watching football while I worked hard. But I didn't mind. It was our home, and I was building our future. About 6 months before the wedding, Lily got into trouble. She was kicked out of her apartment for throwing too many parties, and had quit her job as a social media influencer due to stress. My mom called me with her guilt-inducing tone. "Honey, your sister has nowhere to go. She's depressed and needs family. You have that huge house with 4 bedrooms. Can she stay with you just until she gets back on her feet?" I looked at Ryan. "What do you think?" Ryan shrugged, smiling. "She's family. Plus, she's fun. It might be nice to have some energy in the house." So Lily moved into the guest suite. At first it was fine, but then the mood changed. It wasn't anything specific, it was just a feeling. I'd come home from work tired and covered in dust, only to find Ryan and Lily in the kitchen laughing at an inside joke. They'd stop talking when I walked in. "What's so funny?" I'd ask, setting down my heavy bag. "Oh, nothing. You wouldn't get it," Lily would reply, flipping her hair. She often wore tiny shorts and tank tops, strolling around the house as if she owned it. Ryan began acting distant with me, stopped complimenting my work on the house, and made little jabs. "You're always so serious," he'd say when I tried discussing the wedding budget. "You need to relax. Be more like Lily." I brushed it off, convincing myself it was stress and paranoia. Ryan loved me. We were getting married. 2 weeks before the wedding, I came home early with a migraine and decided to skip an afternoon client meeting. I pulled into the driveway and noticed both Ryan's and Lily's cars were there. The house was quiet, too quiet. I entered the living room and found nothing. As I walked toward the kitchen, I heard sounds coming from the master bedroom, my bedroom. My heart raced. I crept down the hall, my steps silent on the hardwood floors I had restored. The door was slightly ajar. I pushed it open. I don't need to describe what I saw. It was the classic nightmare: my fiancé and my sister in the bed I bought, on the sheets I had washed. I dropped my keys. The sound echoed in the silence. They scrambled apart. Lily screamed and yanked the duvet up, while Ryan jumped out of bed, searching for his pants, his face pale. "Oh my God," Lily cried. Get out. Get out. I need to get out," I asked, my voice trembling with a cold rage. "This is my house." Ryan finally got his boxers on and raised his hands, trying to calm me. "Babe, listen. It's not what it looks like." "Well, it is, but we need to talk." "You're sleeping with my sister," I stated. I felt detached, as if watching a movie. "We're in love," Ryan said. The words hit me harder than seeing them in bed. "Love," I whispered. "We're getting married in 14 days. "No," Ryan replied, straightening up and finding some twisted courage. "We aren't. I can't marry you, Sarah. I've been trying to find a way to tell you." Lily sat up, wrapping the sheet around herself like a toga. Her expression changed, the fear vanished, replaced by that familiar smug look she wore when our parents gave her the last piece of cake. We actually got married this morning, Lily said. The world stopped. What? We went to the courthouse this morning, Ryan explained, running a hand through his hair. We just knew it was right. We didn't want to hurt you with a big cancellation. We wanted to tell you and then figure it out. I looked at the engagement ring on my finger and then at Lily's hand, where she wore a simple gold band. You married my fiancé, I said to my sister behind my back. 2 weeks before my wedding, he chose me, Lily said, her voice dripping with entitlement. You can't help who you love, Sarah. Don't be bitter. Woo. I confronted Ryan. Why her? I built this life for us. I did everything for you. Ryan looked at me, then at my paint-stained clothes and messy bun, the tired bags under my eyes from working overtime to support his lifestyle. Then he glanced at Lily, fresh-faced and idle. Honestly, Sarah, Ryan sighed, you're intense. You're always working, always tired. It's like living with a project manager. Lily is fun. She makes me feel alive. He paused before delivering the line that sealed his fate. And let's be real, he smirked, glancing at Lily. She's just better in bed than you. She's not so rigid. She knows how to please a man. You treat intimacy like another task on your to-do list. The silence that followed was deafening. He had insulted my heart, my work, and my womanhood in a few sentences. He compared me to the sister I had protected all my life and said I was lacking. I didn't scream, cry, or throw things. I just nodded. Okay, I said. Okay. Ryan looked confused. You're married. You're in love. She's better in bed. I get it. I turned around. I'm going to stay at a hotel tonight. That's probably for the best, Lily said, settling back into my pillows. We need time to adjust. We can discuss how to split the house later. Right, I said. Later. I walked out, got in my car, drove to the city's most expensive hotel, and booked a suite. Then I sat on the edge of the bed and cried for exactly 1 hour. I mourned the relationship, the sister I thought I had, and the family I was losing. After an hour, I washed my face, ordered room service, and opened my laptop. Ryan, Lily, and my parents, who would inevitably side with them, had made a critical mistake. They assumed that because I was the nice one, I was also the weak one. They thought that since I was a provider, I would just roll over and keep providing. They forgot I was the one who read the contracts. I checked the county clerk's website. The deed to the house was their owner, Sarah Miller. Co-owner, none. I checked my bank accounts since I handled all the finances. Ryan had never been added to my main savings or investment accounts. He had a joint checking account with me for household expenses, which had about $5,000 in it. I immediately transferred that $5,000 to my personal account and called my lawyer. David, a shark I had worked with on several commercial real estate deals, answered. I have a situation, I said. I have 2 squatters in my primary residence. One claims to be my brother-in-law. I need them out. Did you sign a lease with them? David asked. No. Did they pay rent? No. They contributed nothing. Then they are guests who have overstayed their welcome, David said. Since you're the sole owner, we can file an immediate unlawful detainer. But if you want to be nasty, and I hear in your voice that you do, we can pursue the trespassing route if they refuse to leave after notice. I want to be nasty, I said. The next morning, my phone blew up. Sarah, how could you leave them there? My mother shrieked when I answered. Lily called, saying you stormed out. They're newlyweds, they need support. I know you're hurt, but you have to be the bigger person. You have so much, and Lily has so little. She has my fiancé, I replied. I think she has plenty. He loves her. My mother yelled honestly. Sarah, maybe this is a sign. You were always too focused on your career to be a good wife. Lily is a natural nurturer. You should let them have the house. You can afford another one. Treat it as a wedding gift. Keep the family together. Let them have the house. I repeated. $1 million property as a gift. My dad chimed in from the background. Don't be greedy, Sarah. You can stay in the guest room until you find an apartment. That was the final straw. My parents were asking me to move into the guest room of my own house so my sister could sleep with my ex-fiancé in my master bedroom. I'll handle it, I said, and hung up. I didn't return to the house alone. I went back 3 days later with David and 2 off-duty police officers for private security. It was a Saturday, and I knew they'd be there. I used my key to open the door. The music was blasting. There were pizza boxes on my coffee table, and a bottle of red wine had spilled on the beige rug I imported from Morocco. Ryan and Lily were on the couch, startled when they saw me. Sarah, Ryan said, looking annoyed. You can't just barge in here. We're married now. We need privacy. We were going to call you to discuss the rent-to-own options for the house. Rent-to-own. I laughed. There's no rent. There's no own. I stepped aside, and the officers moved in. Who are these guys? Lily asked, shrinking back. Ryan Smith and Lily Miller, I said, pointing at them. You are trespassing on my property. You have exactly 30 minutes to pack your belongings and leave. If you're not out in 30 minutes, you will be forcibly removed. You can't do that, Ryan protested, puffing out his chest. I live here. This is my marital home. David intervened, handing Ryan a stack of papers. Actually, Mr. Smith, this is Ms. Miller's sole property. Your name is not on the deed. You've made no mortgage payments and have no lease. Legally, you're a guest whose invitation has been rescinded. Here's the revocation notice, along with a restraining order Ms. Miller has filed due to the emotional distress you've caused with your erratic behavior. Restraining order. Lily screeched. I'm your sister. You're a squatter, I corrected. 29 minutes left. I'm not leaving, Ryan yelled. I put work into this house. You held a flashlight twice, I said. I paid for every nail, board, and hour of labor. And I have the receipts to prove it. Do you have receipts, Ryan? Or just a marriage license to a woman with no job? Ryan looked at Lily, then at the officers whose hands rested near their belts. The reality began to sink in. He wasn't the king of the castle. He was a jester in a court he didn't own. We need time to pack, Lily cried. Where are we supposed to go? Go to Mom and Dad's, I suggested. Although Dad told me yesterday they refinanced their house to cover your credit card debt last year, so I'm not sure if they have room. You're a Lily screamed. A jealous, frigid, that's why he chose me. Because I'm a real woman. And yet, I said, checking my watch, I'm the woman with the house. And you're the one about to be homeless. Being better in bed doesn't pay the mortgage, Lily. They packed in a chaotic frenzy, tossing clothes into garbage bags. Ryan tried to take the TV. I bought that, I said. Receipts in the file. Leave it. He attempted to take the espresso machine. I bought that too. Leave it. By the time they left, they had nothing but their clothes and toiletries. Ryan looked defeated. Lily looked like a feral cat. They stood on the sidewalk surrounded by black trash bags with my neighbors watching from their porches. This isn't over, Ryan yelled from the curb. I'll sue you. I'll take half. You can try, David called from the porch. But considering you just committed adultery and fraud, I wouldn't recommend opening your finances to the court. I changed the locks an hour later and installed a security system with cameras covering every angle. The aftermath was brutal but satisfying. Ryan attempted to sue, but no lawyer would take his case on contingency given the ironclad deed. He ended up having to pay a retainer he couldn't afford, draining whatever little money he had left. They moved in with my parents, creating a disaster. My parents' house was small, and having 2 unemployed adults there was chaotic. Ryan lost his job shortly after due to stress, missing 3 major closings. Living in the basement ruined the family dynamic. My mother called me daily, begging for help. They're fighting all the time, she cried. Lily screams at him because he's broke. Ryan screams at her because she doesn't clean. They need money. I thought Lily was a natural nurturer, I replied. And Ryan is such a great guy. I'm sure they'll figure it out. I blocked their numbers. 6 months later, I heard through a mutual friend that the golden couple had fallen apart. The reality of marriage isn't just about being good in bed. It's about bills, stress, and partnership. Ryan, it turned out, wasn't interested in a wife he had to support completely. He missed the lifestyle I provided, the nice house, paid bills, and stability. He reached out, sending a long email confessing he made a mistake, that Lily was immature and lazy, and that he missed our intellectual connection. I printed the email, put it in an envelope, and mailed it to Lily at my parents' house. According to my aunt, the fight that broke out when Lily opened that letter was legendary. She threw his clothes on the lawn. They divorced less than a year after their courthouse marriage. Ryan is currently living in a studio apartment with 2 roommates, while Lily is still in my parents' basement, bitter and aging, complaining to anyone who will listen about how her evil sister stole her happiness. As for me, I finished the renovations. The house is stunning. I hosted a big housewarming party last month, inviting all my friends, colleagues, and the new man I'm seeing, an architect with his own house, money, and a strong respect for boundaries. I sleep in my master bedroom every night. It's quiet, peaceful, and it's mine. Sometimes, being the hardworking, serious sister pays off. The golden child may attract the attention, but the practiced child gets the deed. And in the real world, the deed is the only thing that truly matters.